Honors ASL 3, Unit 19 PDF for sharing interesting facts. We're going to go through the whole PDF again. Okay, so the first part of sharing interesting facts is statistics. So we're going to be talking or using percentages, fractions, and what your textbook calls ratios. Okay, so the grammatical setup is just topic. You give the first part of the statistic, whatever the percentage is, let's say, and then you have to finish the percentage. It has to be 100%, okay, or a whole number for if it's a fraction. You can't leave it, let's say, at 30%. You can't just leave it at the 30. You have to finish the math, okay? Okay, so for statistics part, you're going to set up the topic. So for example, I'm on slide 3 where it talks about women being addicted to chocolate. So if we look at the fact, 25% of women are addicted to chocolate. So we're talking about women in general. So we're going to say women all over, all the women, okay? And then we're going to lean to one side and we're going to sign whatever the statistic is that is provided. So 25%. What is that 25%? They're addicted to chocolate. Then we have to do the remainder of this statistic to make it 100%, so 75%. Okay. This page has how you do percentage, a fraction, and then a ratio. So we're going to go through it. Okay, so topic first, so women all over, all women. And then we're going to lean to one side, 25% addicted, hook your mouth to chocolate. Lean to the other side, 75% not addicted to chocolate. Okay, same setup for the fraction. So women all over, 1/4 just make the fraction, addicted to chocolate, and then 3/4 not addicted to chocolate. The ratio, what your book calls a ratio, is we're going to set up a hypothetical group. So 25% is 1/4. We're going to say there's a group of 4 women, and then we're going to take out one of them because she's the weird one that's addicted to chocolate. Okay, so once we take her out and talk about her, then we talk about the remainder. Okay, so we have women all over. Suppose there's a group on my non-dominant side of 4. I'm going to take out the one person, put her on my dominant side. She's addicted to chocolate. I'm going to put my group back. I'm going to say the remainder, the 3 in the group. They're literally still in the group. And then what about them? They're not addicted to chocolate. Okay. Okay. So for workbook page 32, there's 12 statistics. And I have put in all caps after each statistic how I want you to sign it: ratio, percentage, fraction, all of that. Okay. And if the math is hard, I gave you the remainder. Okay, so we have number 1 as a ratio. So number 1, we're talking about deaf children, so we have deaf children all over. A ratio, we have suppose group 12. We're going to take out the 1, has deaf parents. The remainder is an 11, has hearing parents, right? We're talking about fractions, so teachers of the deaf. So teachers that teach deaf children all over. Fraction, 1 in 9 are deaf themselves. 8 and 9 are hearing. Okay. 1 in 4 American Roman Catholics. Okay, so we have American Roman Catholics all over. Percentage, 1 out of 4, so that's 25%. Hispanic, 3 out of 4 is not Hispanic because we don't know. There's so many nationalities, right? Okay. United States restaurants all over. 1 out of 10 for a percentage. 10% sells pizza. 90% does not sell pizza. Okay. People living on Earth all over. So we're doing a ratio. So suppose there's a group of 100 of them. We're going to take out 57 are Asian descent generation ancestors, and then your ratio, your remainder is 43 are not Asian descent. Okay. People living in the world or world all over, we're doing a fraction, so 1/3 depend on race to live, 2/3 does not depend on race to live. Number 7, I forgot to do the numbers. New restaurants all over, we're doing a percentage, so 90% will not succeed, and then 10% will succeed. Okay, so this one has, according to California Medical Association, so that's the citation, we're going to put that first. Okay, so take 2Ks according to the California Medical Association. I'm not going to make you fingerspell it. And then we have boxers all over. Fraction 8 out of 10 will have brain damage. 2 out of 10 will not have brain damage. Okay. This one, talking about colorblind, we're talking about men and then we're talking about women. So we got to keep them separate. Okay. So men all over, we're doing ratios. Suppose a group of 12 men, one of them can't see color, and then 11 of them can see color. And then same thing with women. So women all over, suppose group 200, one can't see color, 199 can see color. Tornadoes, okay. Tornadoes in the world all over, we're doing a fraction, 49 out of 50 hit or happen in the United States. 1 out of 50 either hit or happen not in the United States, another country. Okay, half of all muggings happen indoors. Okay, so stealings all over, percentage, so 50% happen indoors. For example, hallways, elevators, basements, and then 50% happen outside. And then this one, the dream, for the remainder, you make up the remainder. Okay, so Americans all over, 40% dream see color, 23% dream see black and white, and then 37% dream see both color, black and white, or don't remember their dreams. Okay. The next part, listing. We've done listing since level 1. So if there's a rhetorical question in there, in the grammatical setup, okay, so we're going to set up our topic, and then depending on if we're saying, oh, what's the best in general, and we give 5 answers, then the rhetorical question comes after the topic, and then the 5. Or if we're saying, hey, of these 5, which is the best, then we set up the 5 first, and then ask our question, okay? Let's see. So for the first one, so workbook page 33 through 34, number 1. So we're just saying in general, the best-selling books. So we're going to do topic, question, and then the answer. We're not saying of these books, which one is it, okay? So we have best-selling books, what? And then 3, Bible, Jesus book, cookbooks, and then books about children raising, okay? Number 2, we are setting up the 4. We're saying of these 4 military branches, which one, okay? So we have 4 groups of the military. Navy, you're doing this on your hips. Like it goes like this. Navy, Air Force, Army, Marines. Has highest. So we're going to go down because the EST part, the est, is a thumbs up. So we can't go up, up, down, up. Highest escape percentage, which, and then number 1, Navy. Okay. The most common dreams are what? Okay, we're not picking one, we're just listing the 4. Okay, so we have the most common dreams. What? Number 1, falling. Number 2, being chased or attacked. Don't grab your 1, it's right here, S. Trying but failing to do simple things. And then work or school chores. Okay, this one, the parentheses at the end, 1991 is a year, so we need to put that first. And then because, again, we were talking about men and women, we're going to keep them separate. Okay, so we have, in the year 1991, in the United States, the most popular name for old 18 men, what? And then you list your 5. Michael, David, John, Joseph, Jason. Set it up again. In the year 1991, the United States most popular names for old 18 women. What? Jennifer, Jessica, Nicole, Melissa, Elizabeth. Okay, this one has a year as well. Okay, most populous means the amount of people living there, not popular. Okay, all right, so we have in the year 1998 the 5 countries that has the most people living there. What? Number 1, China has 1.22 billion. Number 2, India had 968 million. Number 3, the United States had 269 million. Indonesia had 210 million. And then Brazil had 165 million. Okay, number 6. Okay, again, same setup in the year 1992. Most common injuries. What? Number 1. Injuries involving people falling down on ramps, stairs, landings. I'm going to make a little curb and then the floor. Put back number 2, injuries involving beds, mattresses, and pillows. Number 3, injuries involving cleaning supplies. And number 4, injuries involving cigarettes. Okay, we have the 4 most popular color names for dogs are what? Blackie, Midnight, Yellow, and Rusty. Okay, so this one, we're picking which one out of a list. So we're going to set up our list first. So of the 3 men, Abraham Lincoln has a name sign, AL, for his top hat. Number 2, Napoleon Bonaparte, right here, because he used to stand like that. And then Winston Churchill. Okay, of these 3 has more books written about him, who or which, and then Napoleon. Okay, last one, number 9. The worst complaints people have about restaurants. What? 5. Bathroom, you wash your hands and then it's weak. So we're gonna limp hand, TH. Number 2, the room temperature, it's either hot or it's cold. Number 3, servers, waiters, focusing on other people more. And then wait, water, refill, pour. And then the food is too small. Okay. All right. Comparisons. So we've done this where you set one person up, you set the other person up, you don't say their name ever again, you lean. Okay. We're asking rhetorical questions, we're going to give the answer. Now, for this one, just for presentation wise, okay, for this one, you are going to make up the reason of why you think that fact is true. Okay. Everyone's fact or explanation at the end will be different. So, workbook page 35 through 37. So, we are comparing babies of deaf parents and babies of hearing parents. Those are our topics. We're going to set them up. Okay? So, babies have deaf parents here. Babies have hearing parents here. We set them up since we're comparing. Okay? Then we're going to ask our rhetorical question. So, who learns to communicate first, right? Because we're talking about different languages. So, learns to communicate first. Which? Who? Pick a WH word. Okay? Then we already set them up. We are not saying babies of deaf parents again, babies of hearing parents again. You point. They learn to use sign language about 3 months before they learn to speak. Why? I'll tell you why. Your hands are already developed before your voice box, your voice in here is developed. That's it. Okay. We are comparing number 2, Abraham Lincoln and George Washington. Okay. Now, you will see that the fact gives you specific numbers. It is hard, especially when you're watching the fact, to remember the numbers. So after we sign the number, we're going to do a little scale of which one had more. So it's a visual reminder. Okay, yeah, this person had more. Okay, so we have Abraham Lincoln here, George Washington here. Okay, has more places and things named after them. Who? Abraham Lincoln, he has 1,361. Washington has 1,346. Okay, so I'm going to make my scales. Now, Lincoln had more, so I'm going to put my Lincoln hand up. Okay, he was on my right. And then why? He freed the slaves. People didn't like his wood teeth. I'd make up a reason. Okay, all right. We are comparing, for number 3, we are comparing bottle caps like a soda, like a glass soda bottle, or or cars. Okay, so we have bottle caps here, cars here. Every year, this country uses more metal, steel to make which? This uses more metal than this. Bottle caps. Why? Cars now use different materials. Americans drink way too much soda. I don't know. Movie industry and auto industry. So we have movie industry here. Car industry here. Has more workers. Which? Movie industry, 200,000 people. They have about 3 million people. Numbers. My auto industry is more, so it's my left hand. Why? Movie industry uses the same people again and again and again. Don't need people with technology now. You need people for a lot of different, like, small parts. I don't know. Okay. Alcohol content, we are comparing beer and wine and mouthwash. Okay, so beer and wine here. Mouthwash here. Has more alcohol in it, which beer and wine has 3.2% to 14%. Mouthwash has 14% to 27%. Mouthwash size higher. Why? You need more alcohol to kill the germs, bacteria. Okay, that's why most prisons mouthwash, because they'll drink and get drunk and then get sick. All right. Number 6, we are comparing country and city folk, and then vegetarians and non-vegetarians. So we're going to do those separate. Okay. So we have people that live in the country here, people that live in the city here, live longer. Who? They live about 5 years longer than them. Why? Less pollution, less stress, more exercise. Okay, and then vegetarians here, people that eat meat here, live longer. Who? They live about 10 years longer than them. Why? Meat has chemicals. They eat more vegetables. Okay. Number 7, we're comparing you could set it up 2 ways. You can compare Alaska and Mississippi, and then, or you can compare the men and the women in each city. Okay, so I'll just do the men and the women for each city. So we have men here, women here. Anchorage, Alaska has more which? Okay, and then we have 107.7 men, and we have 100 women. This way. Why? There are more jobs for men. I don't know. And then we have men here, women here. Jackson, Mississippi has more which? We have 88.3 men, 100 women this way. Why? More jobs for women. Women like Southern cooking. I don't know. Okay, we are comparing number 8. We are comparing families. So we have 2 parent families here, 1 parent family here. I'm doing parent in the middle because it's neutral. We don't know what their situation is. Kicked out of high school, more which? This one has 3 times more than this one. Why? There's less supervision. They need to work to help pay for food. This one has more rules and structure, more support. Okay. Comparing Las Vegas, Hilton Hotel here. The country of Burma here has more hotel rooms, which this one has 3 times more than the whole country. Why? No one knows where Burma is. Pet food here, baby food here. Americans buy more which? They buy 4 times pet food more than baby food. Why? Babies grow up and eat real food. Pets always eat pet food. Okay, last one. This one is just giving our random fact. Okay, kind of like the Snapple random facts on the lids. So we're going to, because this is presentation wise, you're going to bring up where you learn the fact. Okay, kind of like how you would do if you were having a conversation with someone. Okay, so we're going to bring up the fact. We're going to say the topic. Hey, you know this? and then you explain the fact. Okay. There are 9. Okay. So, men's suit jacket. Okay, so I was watching the History Channel. I was taking a clothing design class, something. The topic, a men's suit jacket in the back has a slit. Why? It is more comfortable for horseback riding. That's it. Okay. We are talking about the spider web. Okay. So I was taking a zoology class. I was watching Animal Planet. Okay. Spider's web. These circular parts are sticky, and then these spokes, the straight parts, are dry. Why? The spider walks on the straight part, not the sticky part, so it doesn't get stuck. The invention of the shower. So I was taking U.S. history class, watching the History Channel, something. The shower was invented how? Okay. The Civil War. Union commander, I'm just gonna say boss, man named Muldoon, had a bucket. You put it up here, water, pour it, and it's perforated, so when you water pour, it pours out. Okay. Your heart. So I was taking anatomy class, and your heart here. The left is stronger and more developed than your right side. Why? Your left pumps, spread to your whole body, and then put your heart back. Your right pumps, blood to your lungs. You're polishing your fingernails, your lungs. Okay. A squid, their eyes. Okay, at least one type of squid. So I was taking a zoology class, watching Shark Week, something. Okay, squid, same as jellyfish. Their left eye is 4 times bigger than their right eye. Why? So if you're in the ocean, and here's the surface, and then you have your squid, okay? Their left eye is going to look down deep, and then their right eye is going to look up to the surface. That's it. Okay. All right. Number 6, we're talking about cab drivers and which side they get skin cancer on. Okay. So I was at the doctor's office. I don't know where you would learn this. I was taking anatomy class. Okay. United States cab drivers have skin, pinch your cheeks. You're going to do this, claw to A, basically, cancer, on the left side of your face. And in England, they have skin cancer on the right side of their face. Different. Why? Set up your car in window situation. So in the United States, you drive. I'm going to set it with my right hand, everybody's right hand, window on the left so that the sun can come through the left. Okay? And then in England, you drive with your left hand, everybody's left, window on your right, the sun comes in through your right. Yeah. Okay. Conjoined twins, not identical, are mirrors. Mirrors. Okay. So I was taking a baby birthing class. I was taking biology class. And connected twins are mirrors, not identical, the same. How? Now, it gives 3 different examples. So to make our life easier, we're just going to pick one of each for one twin, and then the other twin, we're going to do the other 3. Okay, so one twin right-handed, write with your right hand. Number 2, their hair is going to grow clockwise. And then number 3, organs like the liver will be on the right side. I'm going to use an L. Okay. The other twin, left-handed, their hair will grow counterclockwise. Number 3, organs like the liver will be on the left. Okay. All right. I was taking an Egyptian history class. I was taking a medical surgery class. I was watching History Channel, something. Okay. The first known knee surgery, your elbow is your classifier, knee, happened 2,600 years ago in Egypt. How? Okay. So we have a Egyptian mummy priest named User-Montu, probably butchered that. His thigh bone here, shin bone here, and then we're going to take a 9-inch screw here to come together. Okay. Last one. Okay. The amount of bones babies and adults have. Okay, so I was taking that baby birthing class, and babies have about 350 bones, while adults have about 206 bones. They're different. Why? How? Babies, as they grow up, the little bones fuse together and become one